Hello and welcome back to the Losers Finals. We've got EGIF up against a different team this week. We've got Sauce, who just came out on top against Kragana Vaccine in a Game 5 in a really, really impressive performance. But now they're up against what is arguably the second best team in the continent, Wes. But how they played so well. But do you think EGIF might just be a cut above? Oh, Wes has gone. It's just a black box where Wes once was. It's now me casting alone into the abyss as we try and get Wes back involved. Maybe I will answer my own question. No, I won't. I won't answer my own question. What I'm going to do is wait till Wes comes back. But we have up first, we've got Strongholds on the rig, Slayer, Regret, CTF, Fathom, Oddball on Eden if we need it, and then Slayer on Coliseum as well. So some tasty games to get involved with as we try and pull Wes back and get him involved. But we're loading up now on the Strongholds in the rig. It's all about controlling those power-ups, controlling those points, more like it as well. It's controlling those strongholds. Kimbo, Mo's, SLG, and Snipe Drone, they've been on ice for a little while as they waited for the rest of the bracket to catch up. Can they get involved? Can they start off as well as Mr. Lunny, Precision and Shabby Dagger who have played back-to-back series and just gone to a Game 5. So no doubt they're going to be firing on all cylinders. So if they can catch EGIF cold here, maybe take a game off them, we might see a strong series here, Wes. It's silence from Wes at the moment as he try and iron out these kinks. It wouldn't be an online broadcast if we didn't have some teething issues. I will start us off with Lunny, though, who's had such a great series, such a great tournament so far as he pre-nades that camouflage. Down goes Lunny, though. Unfortunately, as he was throwing nades, he also received some nades. Mr. does answer back with a kill of his own, though, to tie up the kills in terms of plays. And Wes is back. Welcome back.
Technical difficulties, they always happen, right? We're in game 1 right now, though. It looks like Railgun in control of Team Sauce already, and this is a great opportunity, obviously. With the power weapon in control, they get basement. Are they going to opt to go for Nest, or are they going to opt to go for BR? It looks like he's just going to try and defend the one that he has. Misses the Railgun shot, and that could be costly right now because it's going to put some pressure on him to figure out a way to get this kill. Does spot him in the corner, doesn't get the melee, and because of it, we're going to see our red team. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that right now until I hear you say it, Jersey. We're going to see them start off with a 3 cap here and an early lead.
So we've shortened their name now to EGIF. It's the 4 different countries they're all from. They used to be formerly known as Power, but they've had some name changes. We've taken the mick out of them on broadcast for a few different names they've had. So now they've just settled on EGIF, so we can't slag them anymore, and they've made it as difficult as possible for us to say. Unfortunately, though, Wes, during all that carnage, we've seen miss 2 railgun shots and miss a melee and lose the stronghold to Mo's. That cannot happen against EGIF, who've already got a triple cap.
No, it's a trip cap, 25 and counting to 0. We see a total control right now. And this EGIF team, like I said, I haven't had an opportunity to cast this team yet today, but I know these players. Snipe Drum, these are some of the best players in all of Europe. These guys are tried to and tested, potentially the best team in this tournament. I mean, SLG, Mo's, Kimbo, these guys are such talented Halo 5 players. They're going to really test this Sauce team and see what they're made of very quickly.
Wes, I've got something to tell you. If you think EGIF are good, wait until you see Cartel and the carnage that ensues whenever they're around. They're just like the EU Splice. They're all up in your face, all action. But we'll see them a little later on. Right now, we're on board with Shabby Dagger as Camouflage has been whipped away. And it's in the chest of SLG now, who's got the BR base half captured. Just ticks over now the 3/4 way. He should be able to solo cap this. And if you're the camo player and able to solo cap a base, you're doing something good.
Yeah, it means your teammates are probably doing something good too, because he didn't even have to shoot anybody throughout that whole time. That means the rest of the team must be doing work even without the camo. So SLG gonna look to try and apply some pressure onto this basement stronghold here. He's gonna hop in it, but I love the idea that he's gonna opt to slave. Like, this stronghold does not matter as much as the catwalk and potentially the rest of the map, as that needs to be controlled. He is going to double back once he finds a kill, though, and apply a little bit of pressure. Force the hand of Team Sauce very quickly.
Now we're going to smack down with Lunny, but those 2 players trade. But if you're Lunny, you've done your job. You've gotten the reset there. But unfortunately, EGIF are still scoring all the while. And although you score for a little while, you're now again in a little bit of a shutout situation, and you cannot lose this BR fight because it's going to be pivotal as they play a little bit of defense. Mystic gets some shots from SLG off the respawn. There's a fight down Engine 1 as well. These two players going toe-to-toe, but does lose out, does snipe drone to Lunny again. Lunny's gotten 2 pivotal kills in 1v1 there for Wes.
Yeah, and it's going to take a continuous amount of those pivotal 1v1s to go in their favor for them to come back in this game right now. It's already 70 plus the single digits right now. This is an absolute blowout. We've seen Sauce be so dominant, have so much success throughout this entire tournament, but that looks like they may have met their match, at least here in game 1.
This is what we've been saying. Sauce were so good. We followed them all the way through the losers run, but you come up against EGIF and Cartel, and they're just 2 different pots of gravy, it has to be said. 2 kettles of fish that are way above anybody else. The cream has risen to the top, just like a mighty fine Guinness. They've got 2 points scored at the moment. BR base is not in control. Mo's decided he's not going to go for it whatsoever. Scatter shot and camouflage in the hands of the guys on Sauce, and that railgun in the hands of Precision as he fires that shot towards SLG, gets the kill as well, and just tries to play a little bit of defense, but all the while Precision has his camouflage ways, they're still not scoring points.
Yeah, how much damage is he going to be able to do? And the answer doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Camo and rail, and still no success found for Team Sauce right now. That's a testament to EGIF and how strong of a team they are, and their ability as individual players to be able to take down a player with the largest power curve on the map like that without losing many resources at all. They do have control right now. Team Sauce needs to figure out a way to continue this spiral, and they're going to need a trip cap if they want to come back in this game, and to hold a trip cap successfully for a large amount of time. That looks like exactly what they have in mind.
They're getting control in spits and spurts, but not really able to lock it down and have any semblance of any consistent scoring. And that's why we're seeing 87-30 the lead right now for EGIF. Although Shabby Dagger does fall, Mystic puts a 5 into Kimbo and trades that kill out. So we will see honors even as Snipe Drone falls into the abyss. Players fall off the map all the time. We're going to have to put those guardrails up again.
Bumpers is what everyone needs when playing Halo 5. So many of these maps have such cheeky little spots that give you the opportunity to, so it's no surprise we see one of those a game. You got control of BR going in favor of EGIF right now, but they are still looking to try and find 2. So once again, Sauce doing a good job of starting to climb back, but it's really going to be a trip cap that they need in order to fully come back against the team, because I don't think they're going to be able to continue this 2 hold for as long as they need to in order to potentially win game 1.
The worry is if EGIF get that 2 cap control once again, they will not let go and they'll run out and shut out the rest of this game. So you're seeing Sauce, what they're doing is they're going where your enemy is, and every time one team goes for basement, they say, okay, you can have that, we'll go nest, and they keep on continually rotating away to where the team is not set up and where they're weakest. And now we're seeing Snipe Drone go for this nest as 2 members of the Sauce roster do fall. We could see a potential triple cap as 2 members of Sauce spawn inside. They're going to try and stop Nest as opposed to try and start for Yor. That's a triple cap for EGIF, and that's not what we wanted to see for Sauce.
SLG absolutely popping off right there. Incredible plays. Head on a swivel, getting so much damage, so many kills, and not only that, but the transition of the stronghold to give his team a trip cap right here for a moment. 93-57, but they still have the lead, and now Sauce forced to do something quickly.
Just like we said, just like that, when EGIF did get that control, they did run away with it. They showed no signs of letting go. They only needed the 16 or so points to secure that game 1 win, which has come. Strongholds on the rig goes towards EGIF in a quite quick game, 7 minutes and 20 seconds. We didn't go head towards that 10-minute mark whatsoever. So it must be said, Sauce did show some decent signs of life there, and there's some potential from the cause an upset in this Slayer game, Wes.
Yeah, but the slays and the scoreboards all heavily in the favor of EGIF right now. In the one-on-one battles, we saw multiple EGIF players have success. SLG really popping off in the slays category, and it felt like that entire game, it was only a matter of time until they figured out a way to close it out.
Yeah, but it appeared as though they were just fumbling and just not quite able to get there. But you can see that the cogs were definitely in move, and it was just a point where they needed to click in there, Wes. And although Sauce looked good, it was maybe just because EGIF were fumbling at the important times.
Yeah, it was almost like I kind of stated it. They needed a trip cap in order to try and come back. You're not going to be able to hold this EGIF team off for as long as you have to in order to try and come back with just a 2-cap. Unfortunately, that trip cap never came into effect, and eventually EGIF was just too strong.
Lunny now helping his teammate to try and burn that overshield, which they do. 2 kills go in their favor, make that 3 kills in their favor, and only 1 death against them, and that was the one player trying to play his life to burn that overshield. So not a bad death to give up if you can make sure that the team does not get the overshield. They're all set up towards top middle. Lunny has the plasma pistol as well. Mose is the first man to get an engagement. He puts the melee down but does die, but does actually get the trade from what appeared to be a team nade. So that's not what you want to see. You want to try and maintain that distance from EGIF, because if you give them an inch, they will take a mile here.
Right, we've seen Sauce come back in series because of the Slayers. This is that moment once again for them that they have to start off strong. They have to win this game. You cannot go down 2-0 to this EGIF team. I don't think you'll be able to climb out of that hole. Team Sauce off to a good lead so far with control of the map and basically dictating the pace so far. We'll see how long they're able to kind of implement that strategy.
Lunny, the only man on the map so far who has not yet to register a death. No deaths for him so far, playing really, really well. His teammate falls there. We'd like to see him try to get out of dodge. Instead, he decides to play that trade game and actually gets away and escapes with his life without taking any sort of damage. Kimbo now, prediction nade from Lunny. That's beautiful from him. Players like Lunny and Kimbo, they've been playing this game for years, and it shows with those prediction nades like that, Wes.
Absolutely. You can read the situation and understand where is this player probably hiding. Use your grenades to potentially flush out different situations that are possible. He ends up finding the nade kill right there, and because of it, they flip the map. Now all of EGIF will be spawning over at red, and Sauce knows that, so they're going to have the ability to try and contain them once again at a base.
Interesting strategy we've seen there from Sauce, as 2 members were positioned down bottom middle and happy just to stay there, not trying to get up top to make any engagements, as Lunny finds a lovely crispy kill onto SLG, not missing many shots there, and overshield will start to pop here as we've seen these teams engage. And a little bit of a slobber knocker now as this player Lunny again gets another kill. The man is on fire at the moment, still yet to register a death, Wes.
Yeah, 16-6, Lunny playing slow and letting the game come to him. It's very difficult to do that at a high level, but he's playing basically perfect Halo right now. He's got his team secured an overshield in the hands of Precision Knight, but Lunny, I mean, how do you take it off the screen? It's 19-7, and he's yet to die.
Yet to die, he's in engagement now, and it looks as though SLG was trying to be the first man to take him to the respawn screen, but no help from Shabby Dagger arrived, and that's another kill in their favor. It's so impressive how good they are in Slayers here. If they can just work out the kinks in the objective game types, this team could be a force, West.
Absolutely. It's much harder said than done, though, because the objectives are the most difficult, the most strategically complicated of the game modes, right? Yes. Slayer is more of a loose ability for individual skill and teamwork to kind of work together to figure out ways of how you want to rotate around the map. Objectives dictate how you want to rotate around the map, so not sure if that's an overnight fix for them, but fortunately for them, the way best of 5 series are always set up is 2 Slayers are in there, so if you can continue to build that momentum, take advantage of that situation, and then figure out a way to steal an objective, you're going to have success as a team.
Yeah, if you can just steal that one objective game, you give yourself a really good chance of winning the series, being so good and individually skilled in Slayers, as Snipe Drone gets a kill onto Lunny, and finally Lunny has been taken down a couple of times now and maybe running out of steam, but he's done enough damage on the map, up by 10 kills. Make that, Snipe Drone almost just gets evaded, and he tries to get the clean up on that kill. There was no shields, still 10 kills to lead, and if you're Sauce, you can continue to trade out here. You don't have to rush anything. You are in full control of the game. You can make them come to you. You invite the pressure on. You do not have to come out and engage.
Yeah, you're still down 10 kills. You got to figure out a way to minimize the amount of deaths you give when trying to trade these kills out. Overshield coming up is going to allow Snipe Drone to go bottom middle, pick up a kill, and now the overshield in hands. This could be the moment EGIF was waiting for.
Yeah, this could be the swing that they need to propel themselves back into this game and close the gap, take any sort of lead away. Snipe Drone just frantically trying to identify any kind of player, but we're seeing player outlines all over the map here, Wes, and they're all crouched, they're all not trying to peek.
He loses the teammate top pink, and even though he trades the kill, that's a winning recipe for Team Sauce. You got to figure out a way to impact this game if you're Snipe Drone before your teammates go down. Unfortunately, he almost gets back right there. Does lose his overshield, but picks up a kill, make it a double. Loses his teammate. Does he find the triple? No, he doesn't. That one-shot player does get away with his life as well, and because of it, Sauce maintains close to a 10-kill lead.
If you're a snipe drone there, Wes, and you've just had that overshield and that play is shaking out the way it has, are you happy with the damage you put down and your work with that overshield, or would you like to have done better?
I mean, the real answer is that you did what you could with the situation you were given, but you have to do more if you want to win the game, so it's not enough. And you got to figure out ways to do more. Unfortunately, it's not all on Snipe Drone, but still, Team EGIF far from being able to call this game to very close, because a 41-29 lead and Mista extending it continuously is going to give his team an opportunity to tie this series.
You've seen two players fall from the clouds almost onto Mista's lap as he got two clean-up kills, one shot to the face for both players, sends them to the death screen. Shabby Dagger in an engagement against two players, SLG and Moz, do take them down before losing a member of their own. But if you're Sauce, you trade all day here and you're looking good.
Absolutely. You don't even have to trade every kill, right? You just have to figure out a way to go 1 for 2, and you can close this game out at this point. 44
kills, 35, now within 9 kills. Regret is one of those game types though, Wes, one of those maps where it can swing in an instance, and if you get a fresh 4 dead, EGIF can punish it, but they need to have perfect halo and can't afford to lose any silly deaths here. SLG overshield in his chest.
Yeah, with SLG with overshield, maybe there's a glimpse of hope, but to your point, almost perfect halo required to even have that conversation as a starting point. No deaths, nobody can overextend their lives, nobody can fall behind, because if that happens, you don't have the amount of pressure that you need on the next rotation. They do get a couple of kills in their favor, but they lose one in the process. And because of it, yes, they've chunked away at this lead, but it's still a massive mountain to try and overcome.
Yeah, you might be thinking there's a chance they're now within 3 kills, but how quickly it can be given is how quickly it can be taken away. Now within 2, and I feel like we've almost jinxed this Sauce roster. If it goes the way I think it could go, I'm blaming Wes.
45, 47.
50-46 it ends. Sauce come out on top. They managed to maintain that lead, although they were up by 10, 11 kills. It looked as though EGIF were going to do the impossible and claw it back. But no, Sauce cling on, they hang on. If that game was to go a little bit longer, I think EGIF maybe bounce back. But unfortunately, 50 is the Slayer cap, and Sauce come out with the goods. That's what a game that was, Wes.
Right, they were able to do just enough at the end to get across the finish line. Yes, EGIF made it close. Yes, that's very worrisome if you're going into Game 3 that you almost blew that lead, but it's also irrelevant. The series is tied 1-1. You got Fathom flag. You've had success on Fathom earlier in this tournament. You have to figure out a way to get it done here against this strong EGIF team. You can build a little bit of confidence off the Slayer, but almost losing that lead almost dwindles away any confidence you would have built during that game.
With the way that game ended, Wes, would confidence be given to EGIF from the fact that they almost clawed that back when they had nearly no right to do it? They were down by so much and then clawed it back to within 4. And is that enough to give you a confidence boost that this next game is not going to be a problem?
Yeah, I think EGIF goes into this game understanding that, hey, we just lost a Slayer. Like, Slayers are losable to worse teams, right? So the objective in Game 1 was a dominant performance. I kind of would be under the mindset that let's just get the objectives done and get out of here.
Yeah, get the objectives done and shut up shop is the call from Wes, and that's exactly what EGIF will have plans to do. But you'll see Sauce will try and throw a spanner in the works here and stop the cog, the machine that is EGIF, from rolling on to the finals now. They've got a tough task at hand. Do Sauce as a nade comes out from Lunny prematurely right off the rip. I don't know whether his finger was on the L trigger, but fires some lovely crispy shots with the light rifle towards that player. Snipe drone set up on the opposite side. But unfortunately, Moz takes him down. Shabby Dagger answers back. There's kills left, right, and center. Moz is the only man alive, but pivotally here, Wes, he's behind enemy lines.
Yeah, do they know he's here is the question. He's got the rail gun. He's going to spot a player top middle. Unable to find the pick there. Does spot a player in the gin. And chooses not to use the railgun in this situation. Is it going to come back to bite him? Does get nicked by that nade. And because of it, he's going to try and play his life. Does have a teammate now that's advanced across the map for him. There's 2 here. Finds one, but the flag is in the enemy's hands. They got it all the way back to their base, so that double kill might be a huge opportunity for Team Sauce. It does look like the flag is still down. They get the touch, but the flag pull is there, and that's a huge play to get the return and grab the flag, throw it out. Is the return in yet? No. No, it's not. It's still up. Wait.
Flag out front base, and EGIF have in fact sent their flag home somehow, some way. Clutch. Mose was pivotal there. He had the railgun. He got a double kill. Bided time for his team to cover the distance and get back to stop him and help the flag. SLG done what he needed to do. He got the melee. He got the flag return. He threw the flag out front base. And now we're seeing a reset. But now EGIF are starting to grow in confidence. SLG, flag out.
Close. Sauce was there to going up 1-0 here in game 3, potentially getting a huge lead for them in a game 3, and you got to figure out a way to steal an objective. Getting a lead this early in a game would have been so massive for them, but no, EGIF had enough in the tank to stop it and say, we're not going to let that happen early on, and the defense stayed true.
Shabby Dagger trying to escape with the enemy flag and cause some sort of a standoff, but unfortunately EGIF are far too wise to that game and they go scoring up 1-0. Great stuff from them as Railgun's about to pop. We're going to see another camouflage. I'd like to see which team can dictate the pace here, pick up the power-ups and really start to make a dent in this lead. We want to see Sauce answer back here and knock it down 2-1 the series. Flag is sent back home, although it only made it as far as the small door. Camouflage now up and in the chest of Lunny.
Yeah, beautiful railgun shots there too. So a double kill, camo, everything. Lunny's doing it. He's going to try and be aggressive here. That spot the player on the porch, misses the railgun shot, so forced it back up for a second play of his life. Maybe wait for some teammates before trying to make a play with this camo. And unfortunately, Lunny, no success with camo. And the story with camo and Sauce continue on to this series. They're not able to have the success that they need to in order to break the openings and tie this game up.
SLG gets a lovely kill on the Precision Knight there, Wes, and stops him from OE and getting that flag out. 2 enemies fall for the moment. 3 make that as Sauce are falling all over the place. Bodies are hitting the floor. Shabby Dagger clambers himself to top middle and in a 1v1 with SLG, who's scampering and trying to make his death as difficult as possible, which he did. Did he bide his time enough for his team to make any sort of significant push? 2-0, the flag lead now as EGIF punch in another flag, and that's going to hurt if you're Sauce.
Yeah, and unfortunately, they didn't even need complete control to get that second flag punched in, right? It's just swaying at the same time as pulling the flag and creating chaos is something that you can do on Fathom, and because of it, a 2-0 lead is a very dominant lead that I'm not sure Sauce is going to be able to really muster a comeback here in this game 3, even with plenty of time on the clock.
Light rifle now in the hands of Lunny, trying to provide covering fire for his teammate, running that flag towards bottom middle, waiting desperately for a player to expose himself on the engine, and when he finally does, you cannot lose this fight now after waiting so long. He does get the kill, and that's 2-1. They're showing signs of life, and now Lunny, Wes, has another flag on the move.
Absolutely. I mean, they shut me up real quick with that statement right there. They were able to not only get the kills they needed, but Lunny takes the risk of staying in the enemy base and not going back with the flag, and because of it, he's able to get a pivotal one-on-one and run the flag immediately after. This could be a double cap situation.
And just like that, it's all squared. What do we really know, Wes? We just talk waffle. As back-to-back caps go in, we think it's out of question. But just like that, and looks at this, they're running another flag as well. Railgun in control. Mose gets taken down, peels the scalp right off. Peels him off the bones. Precision Knight has camo and flag. This should well and truly be 3-2, and it is. And just like that, Sauce have taken the lead in this.
Virtually a trip cap is what we just watched, and Sauce. Like, that was pretty much a trip cap. They had control and never let it go for those 3 caps. They were all within the same minute-and-a-half span. And it was like EGIF couldn't really figure out how to get their feet back on the ground after that first cap went in. Because Lunny won that pivotal one-on-one and Jin ran the second one. And because you're still trying to overextend, I mean, Sauce did such a phenomenal job of catching the overextensions, getting the kills they needed. And with it, they've just stolen an objective that will guarantee they at least get to see a game 5.
Wes, that's something we've actually seen now in 2 or 3 flag games that they've been involved in, where they've kept a player towards the enemy side and just put full faith in the other 3 members to secure that flag cap to try and go for the back-to-back. And somehow, some way, it's coming out and they're finding results with it as well. Is that an interesting tactic that you're seeing?
It's risky. It's high risk, high reward, right? Yeah. I think if for some reason that flag cap gets stopped and Lunny's sitting in the enemy Jin, he's pretty useless, right? And in fact, he's going to probably get split off from his team when they respawn and get taken down. Fortunately, they've still been able to get the kills, and because of it, they're having major success with that high risk, high reward play.
Lunny has some sort of ritual, it would seem, Wes, off the start of a game where he throws a grenade out of celebration that he's still in the competition. So fantastic remains. He's thrown 2 nades at the start of each game, but they managed to win back-to-back games. So maybe if they win here, there's something to be seen.
Yeah. Wasting your nades probably not the best idea because they become pretty useful, especially on a map like Eden. But I'm not going to tell Lunny how to play because he just clutched up last game and really made a massive plays towards the end in order to get his team this 2-1 lead in this series. We're hopping on board with the sniper here. It's Snipe Drone, and we'll see if he's got something to say about his team seeing another Game 5.
Snipe Drone, full ghillie suit engaged, trying to snipe from this perch, finds the body of Lunny, sends him to the respawn screen as Kimbo gets the cleanup as well and expertly decides he's going to try and check his corners out here. Sees a teammate spawn there, so he's going to know that's safe. There shouldn't be an enemy player positioned there if his teammate is spawning there. That will give him some sort of confidence that he can maybe plant his feet now and start to find some faces or some bodies if the worst case scenario is realized. But Precision Knight putting some shots, some pressure onto Snipe Drone. He backs down. Snipe Drone would like to be a little bit more effective with this sniper rifle, Wes.
Yeah, he couldn't quite get the angle, and he's getting focused. 3 rushing him right now. Just land a body shot, make it, I believe, a double. There's a 3rd player above him. He's going to try and slow play it. Does he know he's in the corner, though? The answer is no. Can't hit the next no scope, and because of it, finally the setup is broken, but not without Snipe Drone doing all he can to subside the push.
We've played 1 minute and 40 seconds, Wes. We have 6 seconds of ball time. Is that just how oddball on this game, this map plays, or how oddball can sometimes play with it being so, stop start and so scrappy?
I mean, this is what happens when good players are on both sides, just winning pivotal one-on-ones to continuously break the setup and not allow one team to feel comfortable enough to pick up the ball time and risk getting caught off guard and giving away a free kill.
Precision Knight now, though, ball in his hands and trying to start scoring in his favor, and they've now taken the lead, although it's only for a moment and only by a slim, small margin, as it's 7 points to 5 as Kimbo has the OS, but pivotally on the other side they do have the green gun that can wipe away that overshield within an instant as Precision Knight falls with the ball. Will Kimbo opt to use this ball to rack up some points and use that overshield? Yes, he does. Passes that ball off to his teammate. I like that play, and will now play defense and start putting some shots down. Shabby Dagger here in the game 1v1 has full shields for this second fight against Precision Knight, but he has to reload. So unfortunate, Wes.
Just one more bullet needed for him, and unfortunately he didn't have that in the chamber. It's a good trade from Team Sauce right there. Are they going to be able to break this setup now, because Catwalk is still in control of EGIF?
SLG gets taken down to half shields. Ball gets thrown out towards the front blue area. It's in no man's land, so it's difficult for any team to really start scoring. Snipe Rifle has popped up. Kimbo and Shabby Dagger in a 1v1 to secure it. Snipe Drone, though, gets the ball. Doesn't contend with the Snipe Rifle, but SLG will come off the rip to try and play that Snipe Rifle if he can. Lunny puts some shots into that Snipe Rifle. Players Precision Knight set up towards this tower area and trying to make it some sort of push and get some sort of control.
Yeah, so far both teams just fighting for map control right now, and unfortunately that's going to be a player for Sauce that goes down. They do have snipe control, but he is going to find a large amount of pressure being pushed towards blue flag.
Every time you see a couple of members down as of the enemy team, we only see about 5-6 seconds scored every single time. It seems to be so difficult for either one of these teams, because you can get across the map so quickly, to really get any kind of control. Where's the best position if you have the ball to set your team up, do you feel?
I like this blue flat area, especially when you have snipe control like we're watching right now. We just need to see some slays come in their favor, right? Every team that's had the opportunity to set up with the oddball so far hasn't been able to get the kills. And the first team that is going to be able to potentially extend the lead. We're seeing it right now, 45-25.
That's the first significant scoring we have seen, and it's gone in favor of EGIF. A sniper rifle falls down front base, and ball is also there as well. So if you go and find the ball, you'll find a sneaky little sniper rifle present down there waiting for you as well, as Mose gets taken down by Precision Knight with a combination of a grenade and a pistol shot as well. SLG though answers back with a double kill. Kimbo falls to the hands on Precision Knight, but now Lunny has the overshield and he's starting to do some business.
Yeah, Lunny's going to spot a third player here. Does go for the melee and misses it once again, but takes down 3. Allows his team a little bit of space to breathe here. They're going to be able to get some ball time, potentially tie this thing up.
Down by just under 10 seconds now, are scoring all the while though. 2 members of the enemy team positioned down front base. Snipe Drone though, really enjoy that aggression from him. Realizing there's a player putting some damage down on his teammates across the map, so engages that player to stop and save his teammates any sort of damage. Now ball rotating though towards Lunny, who's already maybe paved the way for that player with the light rifle and knows it's safe, so he relays that information to his team. Great rotation of that ball there.
Yeah, beautiful rotation and great shots with the light rifle to follow up on that rotation. That's such a frustrating feeling if you're on EGIF, that the ball player was able to get from point A to point B all the way across the map without us being able to stop that from happening. They're trying to extend and try and take this down, but kills continuing to go in the favor of Sauce. We're seeing some wipe. It's 50 points unanswered in their favor. They're up 25 and counting.
We're seeing an issue here develop, Wes, when the team push in towards the ball carrier. There always seems to be one member of the enemy team just performing some sort of backstab, so it's expertly done by Mist at this time, who put some damage behind it, and all the while they've scored over 50 points from this one run.
Yeah, beautiful setup right there from Sauce. And they may not look to go to Game 5. They might not need the second Slayer in this series to take this series. EGIF on their back heels right now. 104. All you need is 46 points to take this series and find yourself in the finals.
What a story this would be if this team managed to secure the second seed and take down EGIF after already beating last week's second seeded team, Kurgan and Vaccine. This team have not been together for very long at all. They've just sort of thrown themselves together, and what a performance they're doing, taking down one of the best teams on the continent. Sniper rifle in the hands of Precision Knight defines the face of Kimbo, and this is a great time to start heating up if you're going to start playing some Halo.
Absolutely. A crucial snipe onto the ball carrier to not only stop him from rotating, but stop the enemy team from scoring. And no scope to the dome outside of Blue Bin right there. That's beautiful. We're seeing an absolute Precision Knight show right now.
Precision Knight doesn't even need scopes, it seems, as he finds the body of SLG there and gets a killing spree as well. They only need 28 seconds now, and they're scoring all the while. And pivotally here, they have EGIF spawning on the opposite side of the map while the ball is still down on blue side on the catwalk area. SLG desperately trying to get himself involved to stop this ball racking up any more points. The ball has been dropped for a moment. 2 members fall for Sauce. EGIF putting some damage down. Shabby Dagger though answers with a kill of his own in a 1v1 now with Mose. Mose backs down and somehow gets a kill onto Precision Knight as well, and the ball is starting to scamper away towards tower. EGIF are starting to try and score here, and they need to keep the ball away from Sauce or they're in big trouble.
Right, but this is such an important position from Shabby Dagger. He's able to get the kill on the support player for the ball carrier there, get good damage on the ball carrier, and now all of a sudden the ball is down front red. This benefits the team that's in the lead by 70 points right now, right? 63 to 130, a significant lead, only 20 seconds needed for Sauce. So if you're EGIF, you almost have to play flawless from this point out.
Whereas the only thing I can see really hurting this Sauce roster is to get a little bit too excited and try to get some ball time and try and get the win before it's really there for them. All they really need to do is bait this ball out, and we're just seeing a player lag out. And we've just seen a player lag out for Team Sauce. That could be painful now. They've ended the game. The rules are stated. If you lose a player, you have to play on. They were the rules. I don't know what way it's going to play out, what way it's going to shake down. Obviously, if you're EGIF, you don't want to win a game in dubious circumstances when the player's lagged out. Wes, what way did you see that going?
I think it would make sense to me that you start with 17 seconds needed for our Sauce team, and then EGIF needs whatever they had, minus 150, right? Which is a very daunting task to try and overcome, because 17 seconds is one set of slays, and you're on the other side of the map, and you're not getting to me in 17 seconds. So it looked like that series was going to be all she wrote very shortly. To your point, there was still hope. We'll have to see what the official rules come down to, but it looked like Sauce was going to take the series 3-1 right then and there.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know it as fact, so don't quote me on it. But I feel like we've had a situation like this before where a player is lagged out, and because obviously missed it, being on that team has ended the game, and that has in fact has stopped EGIF from winning the game, means that they actually, unless if EGIF wanted to, I think they can take the win for that map because it's been ended. So it's down to whether EGIF feel polite and say, listen, we'll let you play, we'll play again, and we'll do the honorable thing and play for the 17 seconds, or whether they enforce the rule book here, Wes, and take that win and go to a Slayer. Yeah,
and either one I think is an acceptable answer at the end of the day. I mean, the rule book is what it is. You know that going into a tournament, and although you're on the wrong side of the rule in this manner, you still got a game 5 to play ahead of you, right? It's not deterministic on the entire series itself, although that would be a terrible way to kind of have your tournament in, especially on the run that they're on. From a player perspective, I think I would want the score, and to be able to play the rest of that score for game 4. But obviously, if you're an EGIF player, that's probably an unrealistic, daunting task to try and win in game 4. So you're hoping that you find yourself in a game 5, because if not, you're probably on your way out.
Let's play devil's advocate here, Wes. You've been in this situation, I'd say, many a times where you've had a player on your team lag out and a player on the enemy team lag out. If you are EGIF here, do you do the honorable thing and say, let's play from where we were? Or do you, with the competitive spirit you have, do you want to win it the right way, or do you just want to win it?
I want to win it the right way, personally. It's always a tough conversation because emotions get into things, professional money gets into things. I'm not gonna take away from someone that might not be financially stable and needs to go with what's right for them, right? I'm not going to tell you what's the best decision for you. There's a lot of different factors that go into that. Like, are you guys cool with the other team even? Like, as bad of an ethics thing that is, like, sometimes it comes down to, like, do I like you or not? And not for me personally. I would always try and, fortunately, I've never had that moment of, like, financial instability to the point where I needed something like the difference between a series like that. But I could see that being a case. And when we're talking about livelihoods, professionalisms, like rent being due in a few days, like, depending on what some of these players are playing for, I could see that manipulating kind of where their heads are at on what decision takes place.
It's also an interesting point you raise, is that, are you good with the other team? So if you're EGIF and you're maybe friendly with the guys on the opposite side, that maybe skews your decision, that you say, right, listen, this week has been your week, and you give them their chance. But on the flip side of the coin, if you've been having a war of words with them, if you maybe don't get along with them, you maybe go the other way and you say, listen, we're going to take this game and we're going to push it to a game 5.
Yeah, I think we've seen both being taken into account. I remember Kratos. DQ'd CLG back in the day before the first LAN event, and I was coaching CLG, and I remember, I think it was Tom lagged out of a game, and we were, like, I think we were beating them very, very, very badly. Like, it was not going to be close, and they just chose to DQ us, and it just shows a lot about him as a person, as a competitor, what he's kind of looking for in life and whatnot, and that, to each their own. I think there's always going to, like, everyone knows the credibility, the what's the word I'm looking for here? Kind of the respect level that you give other players, and the respect for competition. Does sound like the players are going to opt to take the map and go to a game 5.
So we are getting confirmation that EGIF have decided to take the map. So be that as it may, no matter what way you side, if you're on EGIF side and you say, listen, that's in the rules and we're well within our rights to do what we wanted to do, or you wanted to maybe play against some of your friends and say, listen, like we said, this is our time and we've played exceptionally well. But no doubt EGIF have been in this side before, and they've also had the rule book thrown at them. So sometimes it just happens. It's the nature of the beast, and certainly in an online setting. So they're going to take game 4, and in dubious circumstances, nonetheless, Oddball Eden will be confirmed to be EGIFs, and so we're going to go to Slayer on Coliseum. But one thing you can say, Wes, if you're sauced, you've looked good in the Slayers.
Yeah, and you look good in the objectives too, right? You probably should have closed this out 3-1. Unfortunate circumstances due to technical issues. Once again, they happen all the time.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team. CLG's dealt with it. Every top tier team has dealt with it, so it happens to everyone just about throughout the time of Halo. It's how you're able to respond, how you're able to mentally stay focused and whatnot, and close this series out, because you still, like I said, have that game 5 to play. It should just fuel you more to, like, want to beat these guys, because that competitive integrity statement that I was kind of talking about earlier, like, yeah, now it's personal.
Yeah. 100%. What you can say is the nature of the beast it is what it is in an online setting. That this can be something that happens, but at the same time, you're going to be bitterly disappointed. But like this may fuel you. You're going to say, right, if this is the way you want to play it, we'll just simply, if you want to try and take that away from us, we'll just beat you now in the Slayer. Let's jump on board with Mist. Rite of passage that he has just suffered, as he's been, the rule book has been thrown at him. It's something we see, like Wes touched upon. It happens in multiple. It's no one-off thing. Wes, it happens all the time as Mista falls, and the early slays do go in favor of EGIF, even if only slightly. But they do have the snipe rifle in the hand of the Frenchman SLG.
Yeah, rockets are still up, and SLG is known to be doing damage with the snipe, so this is an opportunity for him to show us what he has here in game 5. Does get hit by a player elbow, is expecting that player to push blue, so he's going to opt to go back towards the snipe, towards his team. His team picks up a few kills, but right now we just see a battle for control. SLG trying to figure out where's the best location to snipe from right now, and he's thinking blue elbow is going to be that spot.
Yeah, it seemed as though he was caught in two minds, whether to go red, go blue, but instead he's gone blue, and Lunny, almost like he predicted that's where SLG was going to go. He laid a trap there, and he got the backpack and got the snipe rifle, and that could be pivotal, that could be key. We've talked about this with Wonderboy on broadcast quite a lot here, Wes, and that is Slayer on Coliseum is one of those snowball maps. If you're a team and you get control towards that midway point, you can really just stamp your authority, no matter how good the team you're playing against is, if you can keep them in a trap.
Yeah, especially if the sniper is able to do an effective amount of damage, right? Like, if he's able to continue to relocate, find picks, create openings for his team, this could heavily swing in their favor. Unfortunately, we haven't seen Lunny or SLG really have a ton of success so far with the snipe. Lunny's trying to rotate, trying to be unpredictable in this situation, but you see EGIF not giving him anything just yet.
Lunny still has 5 bullets to play with the snipe rifle. 2 enemy players positioned right in front of him. Finds the body on the snipe drone. Can he get that double kill? I like the fact that he's back down here for a moment. Can he get that cleanup onto Kimbo and scamper away with his life? Yes, he can. He needs to just escape and stay alive here if he can. Within 2 kills as well. SLG alone as well. The help comes. Here comes the cavalry as Mista and Precision I get back-to-back kills. That ties us up in the score 10-10.
Interesting just positioning from Lunny so far with the snipe, right? He's been aggressive with it. He's been like flanking with the snipe out. There is a player behind him now on the catwalk, so he's going to be forced to kind of thrust bottom middle at this player. Doesn't hit the shot, loses the snipe down bottom middle, and with it, you see, even though Lunny was able to do a ton of damage with that snipe, or at least a reasonable amount, EGIF's still in the lead.
Yep, and after Lunny fell, unfortunately, a fresh 4 dead, and this is the thing about Slayer on Coliseum. Now we have staggered spawns as 2 spawn in blue, 2 spawn in red. Rockets in the hands of Moes as well as he heads towards that cave. Fortunately, though, Mista does get a kill onto Moes, and Moes also dies as well. So Precision Knife falls as well to Kimbo. So the Slays have shaken out in favor of EGIF for a moment. They're ahead by 7 kills now. We're going to see a fresh snipe rifle in the hands of Snipe Drone, and sometimes misery can be compounded here, Wes.
Yeah, 6 kill lead and counting right now. You see control drastically switched in EGIF's favor right now. Doesn't look like they have any plans of letting it go. He's got snipe. He's going to be forced to back down to blue, but he's going all the way back to blue and playing his life so perfectly. He sees a teammate run past him. He says, yeah, you anchor this area. I'll be on blue elbow. If you need me, spots a player over at red, gets that information to his team. But all the meanwhile, just map control just feels like it's so far in EGIF's favor that it'll be very tough to see if Sauce can get a few kills here.
Lunny looked as though he was trying to head off that snipe rifle player. Snipe Drone says no and shuts him down with a shot to the body and a melee to clean up that kill. All members of Sauce are starting to spawn towards red side. 1 member out towards that blue DMR. Snipe Drone finds the face. Didn't need to. A body shot would have done it, but he put a rubber stamp on that one. Put a bullet to his face, sent him to the respawn screen, and 30 kills to 16 here. It's a bit of a drubbing for the moment, and they need to get back into this game if they can. Try and get some power weapons, but against this caliber of player, Wes, it's going to be very difficult.
I don't see EGIF letting them do that. They just got all the information that these players are pushing Blue Fountain towards the snipe side of the map. EGIF in a perfect position to dictate how the rest of this game goes right now. 31-17 is so... they're dominating right now. Ever since that snipe switched hands, it's been all she wrote. EGIF not looking back at game 4, starting a new page, and with it, they're writing their own story.
35 kills now, 19 for the side of Sauce. They only need 15 kills now as Snipe Drone has that snipe rifle again as SLG gets a kill in the trench area. Snipe Drone towards Blue Elbow, sets his sights on Precision Knife, finds the face with a pistol shot to clean up that kill. Mista gets a kill onto Kimbo to answer back, but still down by so many kills now. And it's always difficult when you're in this situation, whereas when you're casting a game like this, you don't want to say it's over, but it just looks like it is.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a daunting task, right? And they've had power weapons in their hands for the past 5 minutes. Snipe Drone now in control of the sniper at elbow. Even if these snipers aren't necessarily ripping faces and doing too much, it's the constant pressure that they're able to just apply with their presence alone that allows the rest of the team to manipulate the map and move around the way they want. That you see Sauce forced to kind of play low, not give the sniper angles, because if they do, eventually they're going to hit the shot.
Well, this is the thing, is that every time you see a sniper flare in the opposite side of the base, you go, uh-oh, there he is, I can't push that side of the map. So you're now funneled towards a different side that maybe you didn't want to push, and you almost just get funneled into a trap, and that's what Snipe Drone done. You could almost just use a sniper rifle with no ammo, Wes, and just keep aiming at people so they think there's a sniper rifle in play.
Yeah, absolutely you can. You can create that presence on the map, and that's been done rarely in Halo, but like especially on maps like the Pit and whatnot back in the day. I remember players doing that if they ran out of ammo, just to make sure that nobody tried to push in an open area and limit the ability of the other team to think that this is not a possible route that I can take. A great job so far out of EGIF. This is textbook Coliseum, and with it, 5 kills needed to end this game.
Now, within 3 kills, Shabby Dagger and Lundy get a couple of kills to answer back, but it will not be enough, surely, at this stage of the game, so late on in proceedings and in the series. And it has, you have to talk about it, Wes. It's so, when you lose a game like you did on that Eden game, where you were basically lagged out, and because of that, you now find yourself in elimination territory, and no doubt you will get eliminated. It's always going to be bittersweet, isn't it?
It absolutely is, but you use this to fuel you, right? You use this to motivate you for next week and get to a point where you can get a rematch and show them that you were the better team next week. There's always another tournament down the road. These unfortunate things happen. It's very unfortunate that it happened in the losers finals as well, especially to a team that was heavily in the lead. But the rules are the rules, and as a player, it's your responsibility to know the rules and to know not to end that game when such events happen.
Well, events have transpired, and be that as they have may, we have seen EGIF punch their ticket to the grand finals. We're going to get that all sorted, get it all set up, and we'll see you very shortly.